live with Simon Chris Makanga. Thank you so much for the comments, the likes, and also the subscription. They really help a lot. My guest tonight is a self-care coach. We are going to speak about depression, mental health, how to run a successful business. She's also an economist, a mother, and a proud wife. Babirye Flavia. It's a pleasure to have you on Live with Simon Chris Makanga.
Thank you so much.
Are you happy?
Yes, I am happy. I am happy.
How do you define happiness?
Happiness, how would I define it? Well, personally, why I'm saying I'm happy is because a lot of things are going well for me at this particular moment. Not that they've always been rosy the way they are now, but I'm happy with where I am in life because I'm pursuing something I'm very passionate about. I'm building something of my own, that is business. And I feel like I found my purpose and I'm doing something that I really, really love to do.
To be honest with you, I would be disappointed if you told me that you were not happy as a self-care coach.
So that was intended.
You're supposed to bring back the word smile on people's faces.
Yes.
Why self-care?
Well, self-care for me has been life-changing. And it is a gospel I'm willing to preach and I want to throw out there in the public. Because ever since I started prioritizing myself, taking care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I've found that I've come back to life. I had gone through a lot. As a mother, we all know when you go through motherhood, and then I'm employed as an economist, and then on top of that, I wasn't finding my balance in life. I wasn't finding what that one thing that I wanted to do with my life. So I was a bit on the low. Yes, so ever since I started taking care of myself, I found that it has boosted me so much, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So I love where I am now.
Well, before I came for this interview, Madame Flavia, I wanted to come to it with an open mind.
Yes.
Willing to learn.
Yes.
I didn't even bother to go to internet to find out what is self-care.
Okay.
So I'm curious to understand, what is self-care?
Well, self-care is the intentional energy put into taking care of yourself. You see, we are bodies, but within us, we have the soul, we have the brain, which is mental, we have the physical, which is the physical body, and also spiritually, we have the soul. So self-care in it is the intentional energy put into taking care of ourselves wholly for a balanced life.
So
Yes.
at what point should someone think that I need to take care of myself?
Well, that's where the problem is actually. You know, we wait to drain out. We wait to first get through a burnout, through exhaustion, to remind ourselves to take care of ourselves. But we actually don't have to get there. Self-care is something you can do on the go. It's something you can incorporate into your daily life that you do. Personally, what I do is I put a mirror against myself for everything I do for someone else or for something else. So when I come to business and give it my all, I put a mirror against it and say, what am I going to do for myself in return since I've put all this energy into business? It's the same thing I do for work. Once I get to work and I know that I'm putting in 5 hours into my work, after that I ask myself, okay, you've invested this much energy into work. What are you putting for yourself as well? What are you doing for yourself? So I've realized the minute I do that mirror thing against everything that I do, I found that I remind myself to take care of myself, to prioritize myself, because you can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty cup. Yes, so that is something for me that has propelled me to be a happy person that you're asking me to be earlier. Yes.
So in a nutshell, you're saying self-care is trying to understand that, oh, I have hustled a lot, I need to reward myself. Is that a clear definition?
No, it's not really about rewarding ourselves. It's about prioritizing yourself as much as you prioritize everything else in life.
Okay.
You see, us women, us mothers, we will prioritize our partners, we'll prioritize our children, we shall get to the jobs and prioritize the jobs. When we get to business, we shall give it our all, most of the time. So we find that you're juggling a lot of things and running empty as a woman. So what I mean is you prioritize yourself as well. So give as much as you can to your job. Remember to pour some back into yourself. Give as much as you can to your business. Remember to pour back into yourself. Give as much as you want into family, into your children. Take off that time for yourself to do something that nourishes you. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, anything that adds to you, that fills your cup.
What difference does it bring?
Well, it's obvious. You won't look like your problems.
Okay.
Not to say that I don't have problems, I don't have issues. When you asked me earlier if I'm happy, not that I don't have any issues going on, but rarely do people see that. So it helps me build the mental resilience I need to stand and not look like my problems, to stand against whatever comes my way. First of all, also, because I've talked about the physical self-care, I personally work out a lot, so you'll find me fit. Then I personally like to spend time praying, fellowshipping. That is me pouring into myself spiritually. Then I also do a lot of reading and studying. That's, for me, is mental self-care. So you find that I won't be the same person. The person you found a year ago, I will be very different this year. I'll be physically fit. I'll be mentally stable. I'll be intellectually okay. And then also, for personal growth and development, it has helped me a lot. And definitely, I feel very fulfilled in life, I won't lie to you, because I'm doing all these things, trying to nourish myself in all these aspects of life.
Is this something you discovered along the journey to life, that, oh, I need this? Or is there something that happened that triggered you to start thinking the way you are? Why I'm asking, many people, including myself, I used not to think the way you're thinking. And I find it so helpful. How did you get there?
So how I got there, first of all, it's about 4 years ago when I had my first daughter and I had just gotten married. I remember I put everything into taking care of my baby. I breastfed her up to 2 years. I was doing it for her because they tell us babies are supposed to be breastfed up to 2 years. And then back at home again, I was putting my all into family, into marriage. And not to say that it didn't pay off, but I was a bit disappointed in certain things. And then it triggered to me that I needed to also fill my cup. That was one incident. The second incident, when I started business 2-3 years ago, I also realized I was putting in a lot into my business. And it was messing me up mentally. It actually did mess me up mentally. I got a burnout. I don't know if you've heard of a burnout. A burnout where you're totally exhausted. You feel like you don't want to do anything else concerning a particular thing. So for me, it was those two incidences. I realized I poured too much into my children, into my child then. And then I realized I poured too much into my business. I used to stay up late trying to do business because I have a full-time job. I used to work up to 5. Then I get home and I have to pack orders. I have to make products. So I would sleep probably for 4 hours a night. And then in there, I even stopped going for exercises. I love aerobics. I canceled all those things because I wanted to see my business at a certain point. At a certain level, so fast. So I realized I was draining myself into it. And indeed, I drained myself. And ever since that burnout, my sales went down so bad because I stopped making products. I actually didn't want to see a single product of mine anywhere. I didn't want customers to call me. I remember giving out my phones to my siblings to handle that. And so it took me back. So I've been going through a burnout for a year because in there I also became pregnant. So I cut oil therapy business into half. It's usually 2. I cut it into half. One part of the business continued running with the help of my siblings. The other one was closed completely. And then that's when I came back and I realized that I needed to do more for myself in terms of taking care of myself so that I could be able to focus and do better in everything else that is required of me. Yes.
So now, Flavia, I heard you speak about you being a mother
Yes.
I appreciate and I congratulate you upon that.
Thank you.
Some time back, I was speaking to a lady, actually a group of ladies. They were sharing their experiences as their firstborns. One told me that during her pregnancy, one lost her memory, another lost her intelligence. And I'm like, oh,
Yes.
this is what women go through.
Yes.
So as a self-care coach, how would you help somebody like that to recover?
Well, the thing about motherhood, we go through more than we can tell you, psychologically, physically, emotionally, and all. But I won't tell you that you can recover in a stamp of a finger. It's a matter of time. Because pregnancy is an entire process that takes 9 months. So recovery takes as much time or even longer. So what I've found through self-care is that you nurture yourself slowly by slowly back to what you were before pregnancy. So what I do personally, and because I also was drained out by motherhood, what I do personally is I make sure that I give myself the grace that I need in that moment. I recognize that I can't be A to Z for my baby. I acknowledge that I'm probably in pain and certain things won't go the way they're supposed to go. So I give myself the grace. And one thing I tell myself is that take a day at a time. So I take a day at a time. I've also suffered memory loss. My friends always joke about it. And I always tell them, yes, these things happen when you give birth. But with time, it comes back. So there's no magic that you will do that the memory will come back. Of course, they tell us take that, eat this, drink this and all. But I believe that it's supposed to be holistic. There's no one solution. But one thing I do is that I give myself the grace. When I realize I've forgotten something, it's well and good. I give it a try tomorrow and see if I remember. Or seek help somewhere from someone else who can help me. So self-care in that moment for me is I give myself the grace to understand that I can't be all that I need to be in this moment because of pregnancy, because of my baby. But with time, I'll get back to where I need to be as I was before pregnancy. So I would advise them to take a day at a time, to give themselves a grace, and to seek help where they need to find the help.
Now I see you use essential oils.
Yes, I do.
How do you use these to treat a person who is mentally ill, a person who is depressed? How do you use these essential oils to bring back somebody to their skin?
Well, essential oils, first of all, essential oils are plant oils, concentrated plant oils that are extracted from different parts of a plant. And they're concentrated because you just need a little of them to work on something. So someone who has probably suffered memory loss, or for us mothers, we usually are so tensed up by our babies, by pregnancy, by all that is going on. Essential oils, especially lavender, has been proven scientifically to help us relax. It helps to ease muscles, it helps to ease tension, they help relieve headaches, and also it helps to give restful sleep, where you know that you'll sleep like a baby, just like your baby. Not too good if your baby is still breastfeeding, but you get the point. Yes, so essential oils are herbal medicine that went to Harvard, actually. So you can use them while you're bathing, you can add them to your bath water, you can use them in a diffuser just to scent your home and space wherever you may be. You can use them for steaming when you probably suffering congestion, nasal congestion, or when the babies are congested, because we know that babies, you can't just pull out mucus. You can just diffuse essential oils around them and the noses will be decongested. Then you can also use them in a foot soak or a bath soak. You soak your entire body and feet. You can even soak your baby in very little water with some oil to relax the baby and to relax yourself. So there's so many ways to use essential oils. Others are actually taking them in their teas. I have about 5 clients who are using these essential oils and they're taking them in their teas to relax them. The way you would add lemongrass leaves into your tea, you just add a drop of lemongrass oil into your tea and take it. So there are several ways.
How important are the scents in helping somebody to recover from, for instance, depression, stress, memory loss, all those kind of illnesses?
Well, essential oils, first of all, they work through their power of the smell. A smell is a very great sense that we all have because it's directly connected to the brain. So it sends signals to the brain to act on whatever it is. So essential oils for treating ailments. Yes, essential oils have been proven scientifically to treat pain, to treat stress, to treat depression. This morning, a friend of mine sent me something about vetiver essential oil treating ADHD. That's a certain type of depression. But these are scientifically proven oils because of their properties. They carry with them properties that help to treat all those things. They're antimicrobial, they're antibacterial, they're antiviral. So all those properties combined help to treat the different ailments that are there. Memory loss and poor focus and concentration, that has been tested and proven to be treated by rosemary oil in particular. Then stress, depression, anxiety, when you smell lavender, when you smell peppermint, when you smell rose oil, chamomile, those oils carry with them properties that help to relieve you of stress, to relieve you of depression. It's not cast in stone that the moment you smell it, you will get better. It's not. It also works in combination with a lot of other things. So now that's where self-care comes in. Okay? That is actually why I graduated from selling essential oils, just essential oils, to going into self-care coaching, because I realized people needed to be equipped with this knowledge as well. Because if I give you this oil and you just take it home and you think you'll just probably smell it and hope for a change or a miracle right away, it will be wrong advice. So I give you this oil and then I equip you with information and knowledge to help you. So I tell you, take this oil, create some time to probably add it to your bath water while you're bathing. Get a diffuser, add it to a diffuser so that you scent your space around you. What this oil does is that it will relax you in that moment and throughout the time you're within the vicinity of that diffuser. So it will help you deal with the thoughts that are coming in. It will help you deal with the anxiety that you're having. It will help you deal with the panic attacks that you're having. So what I'm trying to say is that it is a holistic solution that you need to incorporate into your daily routine together with essential oils. So get your self-care practices right and add the essential oils to those practices, and then you will have a solution to the depression, to the stress, and all that. Yes.
You know, we live in a crazy world that is full of disappointments. As a self-care coach, I would like you to speak to a young person. I understand you only deal with women. I'll get to that. But I want you to speak to a person who is carrying a heavy heart, is depressed, is disappointed, probably from so many things. Could be relationships, could be business, so many things. But let's speak about relationships. I've realized that when one is depressed, they go into what they call self-neglect.
Yes.
So how would you bring out that person from self-neglect to coming back to their skin?
Well, self-care again goes through a number of processes. So usually what we start with is a self-evaluation. When we go through self-evaluation, I want the person, the victim, to tell me or to come to their true self and acknowledge certain things about themselves. I want you to acknowledge your emotions in the moment, your values, your disappointments, probably your attitude, and all that. Are we focusing on someone in a relationship?
We can speak to that person.
Okay. So speaking to that person, we shall evaluate how has the relationship been? How have you been in this relationship? How have you gone about whatever has been happening? What were your values to start with? And all that. So through self-evaluation, you're doing a self-reflection to understand who you are as a person. Okay? And that is part of self-care as well. Then through that, we need you to also now move to the level of self-acceptance. So when you move to the level of self-acceptance, that actually this is who I am, these are my values, this is my attitude, or this has been my attitude in a relationship. From there, we shall know that once you master self-acceptance, then we shall move to self-compassion. Give yourself the grace. okay? Give yourself the grace that this relationship has probably ended, not because of my fault, or if it has been your fault from the self-evaluation we did, you take the blame and say, you know what, this is actually what has happened. You get? Then from there, we understand that from self-evaluation to self-acceptance to self-compassion, then we shall deal with you as a person to accept yourself. You know, we struggle a lot with people pleasing. Now that's where the life coaching thing that I think you were mentioning earlier comes in. I'm currently doing a certification in life coaching because I realize self-care gets me into life coaching. But I still want to stand as a self-care coach, not a life coach. So anyway, when we get to that, we get to you as a person. As a person, what are you doing for yourself? Or how are you treating yourself? Are you self-sabotaging? Are you doing the negative talking for yourself? Are you doing something about it? Are you stepping out of your comfort zone? Are you setting some boundaries for yourself? Are you saying no? All these things are mentioning with self-care, by the way. Yes, so there's a lot to go through. There's a lot to go through. Like I said earlier, there's never one solution to a problem.
So that is you treating a person with a broken heart.
Yes, we'll have to go through all those things.
And how long does it take for someone to recover?
No, I can't put a whatever to that, really. I can't put a time to that. I can't put a time to that. But I'm not a counselor. I should put that straight. I'm not a counselor.
Okay, where is the difference?
I'm not a counselor.
Self-care and counseling.
I'm a coach. Yes, so a counselor is a person who will take you that process of healing. Okay? You've gone through all this and you need someone to talk to help you heal, to figure out what went wrong, to figure out what needs to have been done and what. As a coach, my purpose is to guide you through before you get to that heartbreak or whatever disappointment you're going to go through.
Okay.
Me, I'm at a point of helping you build mental resilience towards such situations.
Before
I'm
it
a
happens.
Coach. Yes.
So you're trying to advise, okay, me who is in a relationship,
yes.
that hey, do this.
While you're in that relationship, take care of yourself. Nourish yourself. Don't forget about yourself.
Okay.
Don't, set some boundaries for yourself. Have values. Have certain attitudes.
Okay.
Learn to say no to things that don't please you.
Okay.
You see, people deal with a lot in relationships. You will probably deal with a narcissist. You'll probably deal with all those. But as a self-care coach, I'm helping you build your resilience and helping you balance your life with everything else that is going on around you. So on the other side, that's a counselor to take you through
But do they come to you?
The counselor?
No, the people. Instead of going to the counselors, do they come to you?
I've been approached by someone like that. Yes, I've been approached by someone like that. However, we ended up talking about something else still.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, interesting.
So that's the difference people need to know. We are coaches, we are not counselors.
I didn't know the difference because when
There's
I heard
a
you
difference
speak,
there.
it sounded like you're helping this person to heal. You're trying to bring back this person to life. So you are at the point where you're like, hey, you can do this to maintain, probably if it's a relationship, you can use it to maintain your relationship.
If
it's a business, where I want to go, Flavia, you're a successful lady, as young as you are.
Thank you for the compliment.
So does it mean that your self-care practices have led you to where you are? Would you attribute to that?
Oh dear, yes. I would say that 100 times over. Because, like I said earlier, when I gave birth, when I got married, I was pouring so much into my marriage. I was pouring so much into my children, my baby. And disappointment is inevitable in everything we do in this life. It's inevitable. So when I was disappointed in that part, that's when it rang a bell in me that you've been putting so much here. You've forgotten to pour into yourself so that you build that resilience. You build that strong you so that these things don't disappoint you to take you down the way they were taking me down at that time. And still for business, when I started business, I poured so much into my business in that at a point when I couldn't, because of the burnout, I was so drained, I couldn't pour into my business anymore. So it goes back to, yes, self-care has built me to this extent. Because personally, I'll tell you, like I said earlier, I'm very passionate about working out. I'm passionate about healthy eating. I'm very passionate about God. I have fellowship every Saturday. I'm very passionate about setting my boundaries. Once I set my boundaries and say that this won't happen, or at a certain point in time I have to be doing this, it will be so. I have gifted myself with the power of no. That's another thing. So that people know what I am up for and what I am not up for. They know that Flavia can do that, Flavia can't do that. I've gifted myself the power of no. And several things that have come into my life. I always have a spa day every month. I used to do every Friday back then, but now I've become so busy. So now every month I get a spa day. I treat myself to a spa. I know that I take off that time for relaxing. And
it sounds like an expensive lifestyle.
No.
Is it for everybody?
Yes, it is.
Is self-care for everybody?
You can afford it. Yes, you can
Flavia,
afford it.
let's be honest to each other.
Yes, I am.
Not everybody can afford a spa.
Because I said a spa, you decided
because
to say
we are
it's
speaking
expensive.
about things. Flavia, we are speaking about things that have elevated you to become a successful lady as young as you are.
Yes,
and I hear you mention them. Meaning it's an expensive lifestyle.
We can't say expensive. We can't say expensive. It's about the commitment you put, you attach to a certain thing that you make sure you actually go out and do it. Trust me, people find more expensive things to indulge in, but not self-care. You get? So personally, I can't say it's an expensive adventure. There are so many self-care activities that you don't have to spend money on. Take a walk. That is self-care.
Okay.
You see, physically, you're working on yourself. Take a walk. That is not expensive. Take out time out of your busy schedule to meditate upon certain things, upon your life, what is happening in your life, upon your family, upon your business. Meditate. Do some meditation. That is not expensive. It costs 0 shillings. Then a spa treatment. A spa treatment, you don't have to go to a spa every other time if you can't afford. Get your sugar at home. Get some essential oils. Make a body scrub out of that. Okay? With essential oils, sugar, and coconut oil, you can make a body scrub and give yourself a treatment at home. Okay? The other thing is, when I talk about mental self-care, like I said earlier, mental self-care is you seeking to learn more than what you know now. It involves reading books. It involves probably reading off internet. Personally, I've invested in doing online courses on several aspects, right from economics to aromatherapy, about essential oils, to self-care coaching right now. I'm doing so much studying, reading, and all. But these are free online courses on internet. Okay? So what I'm trying to drive at is that there are those self-care activities that don't even cost a shilling. And you can afford them. And you can... People eat junk food. Junk food is more expensive than natural organic food. Okay?
Actually, some time back, I was speaking to a Kenyan friend and was asking me where people were going on Sunday. And I'm like, people are going to eat in hotels. And I'm like, why don't they eat at their home? He was asking me, why don't they eat at their homes? And I'm like, here, people think that eating in a hotel, junk food, is a good lifestyle than eating at home.
Than eating at home and eating healthy. So that's what I'm trying to drive at, that self-care. When you decide to prioritize yourself, you prioritize your health, you prioritize your well-being. There are certain things that money won't even be a problem. Like taking a walk. No one is going to charge you for taking a walk, my dear. It's totally free.
I'm not even drinking enough water.
Yes, drink your water, eat your fruits, eat your vegetables. There's a lot. Light a candle. There's a lot that you can do for yourself.
Lighting a candle, actually, speaking of that, you know, I'm into media.
Yes.
And I was trying to read about the power of lighting to bring out a good picture. And I realized that some people use candles. And when you look at the picture produced with the candle in it, you'll feel your eyes being attracted to it.
Candle, yeah.
You feel it like it's so soothing to the mind and the eyes. Now here you talk about it, I'm like, oh, this is good revelation. But Flavia,
yes.
Why only women? Don't you feel like you're leaving out the men?
Well, women, first of all, why women? First of all, I'm a woman. What I'm telling you has been experienced by me. But why am I particular about women? I'm particular about women because, trust me, you men are not left out once women are catered to. We are nurturers. Our hands are full. As women, our hands are full. We have the spouses on one hand, we have the children on one hand, we have the jobs, we have the businesses, and whatever else may come in there, our family. Some of us are firstborn daughters, so we also have those families in one palm of our hand, but we have only two, but we have all these things. So I realized that everything else in this world is connected to a woman, okay? So while I cater to a woman, I'll be catering to the rest of you. Okay? I have so many customers who come in here, and they've not come in here for themselves, they come in for their husbands. Yes, which may be hard for you men to maybe come into a shop like this, a beauty shop, to buy things for your wife or to inquire for something for your wife. But if I cater to a woman, everything else is connected to her. And also because we are the pillars of this society, if I can put it like that. Like, we hold everything here. We hold everything. We are juggling a lot as women. Unlike the women of back then who just used to cater to their home and family and then wait at home for their husbands. Us, we are still coming out to look for money, just like you, our spouses. We are still working jobs, just like you, our spouses. We are still owning businesses and running big businesses, just like your spouses. So that's why I'm focused on women.
Now, I also wanted to know something you talked about.
Yes.
It's something I was curious to understand, the kind of people that walk into this shop.
Oh, yeah. So I started a business called Oil Therapy in 2021, selling essential oils. Then when I started essential oils, because of my packaging, I got so many people coming to me asking me where I was getting my packaging from. And then I realized there was a niche there of people who are looking for good quality packaging in Uganda. And I started selling packaging, cosmetic packaging for clients. So fellow cosmetic entrepreneurs like me also come here to buy cosmetic packaging. So those are the two businesses at this shop. I've recently started self-care coaching, which I also offer alongside oil therapy. Yes, so those are the businesses here.
Okay.
Yes.
So you mean anyone can walk to you for advice, for what to use?
Yes. So essential oils, more than just treating pain, treating stress, treating depression and everything else, they're also used in cosmetics. They are used to add scents to body products. So I took a step further. I took a course in making cosmetic products, and I make cosmetic products as well. I make face oils, I make body oils, I make massage oils, I make bath salts, and a lot of other spa products that are in here, clay masks and all that. And I'm currently going to get my certification in making cosmetics. So, yes.
Flavia is such a busy lady.
Yes, man.
When I hear you speak about the things you do, sometimes I'm even asking myself, do you get time for yourself?
Yes, I do. I am very intentional about that. Yes, I'm very intentional about that. Like I said earlier, back then it used to be Fridays for me. Every Friday I would close whatever I have on my table, on my desk, or at home, and go to a spa. Right now I'm too busy. Admittedly, I'm too busy. So I try to make at least a weekend away from work, from business, and I take off my time too. But that's just that because I want to visit a spa. Personally, I create time. One thing I've learned in these busy schedules of mine is that I need to prioritize. I need to have my time management top notch. So once I manage my time, I actually can create time for myself. And that is what I'm very passionate about now. So I'm out to teach people that you can actually be busy and still be productive and still take care of yourself and not neglect yourself. So I have particular days when I know that I have aerobics, so I go for my aerobics. That is clearly marked out. That's for aerobics. I have particular days that I know are for fellowship, that is clearly marked out. Come rain, come shine, I'll go for fellowship. I have particular times when I know that I will do this particular thing for myself. Yes, so it's about intentionality. It's about intentionality.
Flavia, now I want to speak to the economist.
Yes, yes.
Let's first pause the what? The self-care coach.
Self-care coach.
Let's speak to the economist.
Yes, please. Yes,
I've seen a couple of people walk into the shop. As an economist, I'm sure you didn't make any appointment with the clients that have walked in.
I did not make any.
How would you do it?
I have systems at the shop that help me run business even when I'm not there. Because as a person who has a 9-to-5 job, I realized, of course, when you're starting business, you're the accountant, I'm the one who used to order for products, I'm the one who used to pack them.
You wear all the hats.
Yes, you wear all the hats. But ever since I got a shop, and ever since I got that burnout, I learned to lay off certain things. So I handed over certain things to certain people that run the shop with me. So we have someone who is in charge of customer service and customers. We have people who are in charge of packaging products. We have an accountant. So it's about setting systems. And you see, these systems, we always find them in our workplaces. We always find them in our jobs, but we fail to create them in businesses. Yet they're actually there to simplify life for you as a business owner, but also help you run business without you. Because as an economist, as a person who is employed, sometimes I even travel out of town for work, but the shop keeps running. So it's very important to have some of those systems as a busy person, and also as a self-care tool. Have your systems in place to run things when you're not available.
I would like you to look into this camera and speak some words of wisdom to the women.
Well, my words to the women out there is we can do so much with ourselves. I've met so many women saying, how do you handle all this? How can you be all that? I want to assure you that you also have the same deposits in you. Whatever you see in me is the same exact thing that God placed within you. You just have to nurture yourself. You just have to find it. When you keep nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself physically and all, you will build that self-esteem within you and that confidence to go after that you want to be. And trust me, you can be all that you want to be without sacrificing your well-being, without sacrificing your physical and mental health. That is a gospel I'm out to preach. You can be the mother, you can be the businesswoman, you can be a career woman, you can be everything you seek to be. But you need to nurture yourself to be all that, so that you can stand as the woman God created you to be.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Flavia has sealed it all. And I like it when she said that take care of the woman and the rest will live a happy life. Thank you so much for speaking to me. And I will share this wisdom with the rest of the world.
Thank you very much.
All right, until another time, bye-bye.